right out there just at the beginning. No, not even close. I am not even close to being ready. Okay, I'm just not. And y'all know I stress sweat through these things anyway because of my mental health issues, but it's even worse today because about 20 minutes ago I started sweating because I cannot find something that I know I've bought and I know came in, and I can't find it anywhere. And you just know as well as I do that as soon as I walk out into the living room, it's going to sit there and go, "Hi, how you doing? Hello, I'm right here. You missed me." You know that. You just know that. It's it's inevitable. That's just the way it is. All right, so it's turned on to subscriber modes of 5 minutes or longer because I'm putting these out on YouTube now, and I want to make sure that somebody who wants to make a comment actually really wants to make a comment in my group, because I want to make sure that they know what they're getting into. Hi, Mary. Hello, how are you doing today? Oh my goodness gracious, it's going to be one of those live streams, but I did find most of the stuff that I wanted to have. Hey, Amira. How are you doing today? Yeah. It's going to be one of those live streams. You know, we really need to talk to those calendar people and tell them that Friday at 9:30 needs to stop sneaking up on me. We really do. We need to talk to them. But I've got some ideas. This is another Minc toner day. Yeah, I know, it's a bowl of treasures. I know. Look at the bowl of treasures. This is all stuff that I've gotten from Temu with the complete intention of using with this Minc toner kit, or because people have asked about them and I wanted to show them. So if Elena's in here or if she watches this after the fact, I did bring back a pack of the finger daubers to test out because she asked about those. So I have the Temu finger daubers here to test out. And I have a couple of other items. Let's see. Hey, Doris, how are you doing today? Hey, Carrie, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, Carrie. Good to have you back. Hey, Mary. So here we go. I'm so not ready for this. All right. This is the third time that I have tried to use this Minc toner, and this Minc toner kit is giving me fits because if you use it the way they say to, it's incredibly wasteful, and I don't like it. I got decent results out of it, but the way you're supposed to use it, you're supposed to take 2 ounces of this, pour it onto one of these, stick it in this, and then in an hour, it's done and gone, and you have to throw it away. So you've used 2 hours of this, and if you've used 2 ounces of this, and if you don't use up 2 ounces of it in an hour, then it's gone, it's wasted, and that's just not right to me. I apologize, this cord is going to get in our way because this is the cord to the iPad, because guess what? I forgot to charge my iPad too. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, Doris, I'm glad you're doing well. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Kathy, you're here. Yay. It's good to see everybody. Oh my gosh, I've already got 15 people in here, and this is probably the most disorganized I've been for the beginning of one of these. So, well, there it is. So, we're going to try out several different ideas that I have for how to use this Minc toner kit to get decent results trying to use foil with the Minc kit. And remember, this is the one from Noob with a Minc where I broke it the instant I opened it. And what I did was I pulled it out of the box and I started to peel off the little protective sticker. And when I got to this point, the thing broke and came apart. So it still works just fine. It's just the housing doesn't work very well. Ooh, my fingernail is dirty. Let me clean that out. Ooh, we don't need to see that. All right, so this is what it looks like. No, stream of consciousness there. Y'all didn't really need to hear that, but there it was. So this is what I've got. I'm going to try and do some of these things with this Minc toner kit, and I'm going to see if we can get some decent results out of this. I am not trying for words or anything in this. This is going to be much more eclectic and much more esoteric and much more stylized than trying to get actual words and things out of it. Need one of those Ollie's 10-foot cords for more than one, or more than one. Yeah, exactly. I do need more of those. What's really sad is that it was sitting right next to the charger, but this wasn't plugged into the brick. So while this was plugged into the iPad, this was not plugged into the brick, so this was doing nothing. It was sitting there literally twiddling its thumbs going, "Hi, how you doing? I'm just going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs." So anyway, all right, so here I am. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, first thing we need to do is we need to transfer the Minc toner ink liquid into the different devices that I've got. And I'm going to show you what the different devices are that I have chosen to try and use this to see what I can get out of it and whether or not we can make this work. And I'm just absolutely afraid that I'm going to tug on this wire and it's going to cause my camera to go wave. I can just see me doing that because I'm totally a klutz. I mean, that's such a chatty, crafty thing to do. Oh, let's not do it that way. Let's do it over there. There we go. Okay, we'll see if that works. So some of the things that I have gotten to use with this Minc toner kit, and let me show you them first. We'll move that away because the light was glaring right into my eyes doing that. This is one of the items that I have bought, and everybody has seen these items, and I've got two different permutations of this. But these are the things that you get ink paint in, except these are empty. These are completely empty, which means that I can put the Minc toner solution into these, and then I can use this like a Minc toner pen. And these were not cheap. I will say that about the, and I actually paid for these on Temu. I didn't get these inexpensive on Temu. I actually paid for these. I think this one was $4 and I think this one was $2. But if you look at it, it's really nice quality. And one thing that I did not expect when I opened this up, I've lost a piece. How is this not working right now? What have I done? I've done something to mess this up. Oh no, what did I do? I pushed on something. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed on it. I don't know how does that go in there? Does it go in like that? Where's the other part of the lid? Is the other part of the lid up in here? Did I pull, what am I doing? Oh dear. Hold on, let me try screwing that on and then pulling it off. Oh, there we go. I figured it out. Woohoo! It's going to be one of those days. But the interesting thing about this, now let me put that little dauber thing back in there that was in there because I'm assuming that that is the dispensing portion of this. But what's interesting about this is I got it completely empty, which means that I can put the Minc toner in here and I can use this like I would use a paint pen. And I got this size, and what's really cool about this, and what I was saying before I got distracted by not being able to get the nib in there, is it comes with the little mixer balls in there, which I was not expecting it to have the little mixer balls in there. And these look like they're acrylic and these look like they're steel. Can you center hands, please? Oh, snotling bots and pootler pots. Hold on, I'm going to try something. I've got the camera upside down. Hold on. Thank you for pointing that out to me. I appreciate that. Let's see if that worked. Did I get it done? Is that better? I'm 8 ways from Sunday right now, people. All right, that looks like it's better. Okay, so here we go. Starting over, and oh no, it's upside down. No, don't be upside down. Right side up. Turn over. No! Okay, that didn't work. Hold on. Turning it back around. Okay. Let's see. Did that work? Maybe that worked that time. Okay. All right. People, you have no idea. You really have just no idea. All right. Is this right side up now? No, it's still not right side up. Why are you being like this? Oh, no. No. Oh. All right, fine. All right, I'm going to have to figure this out because I put it up with the camera in the wrong space. So I have to move this around until I figure it out. I am so sorry, people. This is definitely not the way I usually, well, okay, I would say that, but that's really not true. This was pretty much the way I usually do my live streams, but they're usually not quite this chaotic. All right, here we go. I feel sorry for anybody where this is their first live stream. They're looking at this going, wow, this Chatty Crafty, she's a mess. Yes, I am. Good call there. All right, let's see if this is better. Now, do I have this better? Okay, I have to move over here. I have to remember to put my hands over here. All right. I'm sorry, Elena. I didn't mean to make you dizzy. I'm so sorry. I tried rotating it. It didn't work. So now we're back here with my hands over on this side. I just have to remember to keep my hands over here. Look, we're going to put Valerie's bottle right there. And so I know not to put my hand beyond Valerie's bottle. There we go. So as long as I'm not knocking into Valerie's bottle, we're good. Okay, so here we go. All right, so this is what I got. Back to what I was talking about. These are those little paint pens that... these are the little paint pens that you buy in the kits that have the acrylic paint in them or the chalk paint or anything, but I got these empty. And these are better quality than I was expecting them to be because this one has 2 little acrylic balls in it to shake the stuff up. And this one actually has 2 little stainless steel balls in it to shake stuff up. But this one has a super wide girth for putting paint out, putting liquid out. It's fine. I put my foot on the floor. I hear that helps a lot. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Where is Valerie? I hope she was. Yes, Valerie should have been here for all of that. I mean, can you just hear in your head Valerie's comments about what would have been going on right there? Oh my gosh. Valerie would have had some witty and wonderful things to say. I mean, absolutely witty and wonderful. We'd all been cackling over that one. So she'll join in. Maybe she'll watch it later and put in some of her comments when she watches it in the rerun. So anyway, these are the first things that I'm going to try out. And like I said, I got this really wide one and I got this typical one. I think this one's 5 millimeters, and I think that one's 30 millimeters. This one might be, that one might be 50 millimeters, actually. That looks like it might be closer to 2 inches. So these are the ones that I'm going to try out first, but those aren't the only things that I've gotten to try out this Minc toner with. Another thing that I got to try out this Minc toner with is I bought this little teeny tiny brayer specifically for making cards with the Minc toner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little used to be water bottle, and I'm going to put some Minc toner in this because I've never actually put water back in it. This live stream with a camera. Kathy, you are absolutely right. That is exactly what this live stream should be named. It is Noob with a camera. That is too good. That really is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the Minc toner ink and I'm going to put it in here, and then I'm going to drip it on there, and I'm going to roll it around. But I also have this, which is a little spray thingy that I'm going to use to push it around. So I'm going to use the brayer to roll it around. I'm going to use the spray thing to push it around. And hopefully that gives us some really interesting effects with some of this ink. And when we foil it through the Minc, through the laminator, then we'll get some really interesting things. And I'm going to keep this one for 2 reasons. Number one, it's not icky sticky. I love this. This is actually a zipper bag, and I'm going to keep this one in here, and I'm going to label it Minc, just so I know that this is specifically for the Minc toner, because I don't want to use that toner on anything else. I know, I saw the rocket-shaped air blower. They're normally not that expensive, and I put my penny thing on this thing just because of the shape of it. And what I really like about it is that it'll come out. If you put a seal on it, it doesn't come out, but if you push it this way, it does. I love it so much. It's so cool. All right, so that's 2 of the ideas that I have. So we've got the things, we got this, and then I've also got this set that is just supposed to be used for glue, to put glue in, which you notice that I very rarely use glue because my glue is in a very large bottle, and I don't like the little pin thing, because I have cats. And the thought of me losing that pin and it getting in one of their feet or in their mouth or something is just very scary to me. So I don't really like using that. And a hazmat suit from... Yes, Elena, I will definitely need the hazmat suit. This is going to be messy. I said in my Facebook group that this was going to be messy. I posted it on Facebook that this is going to be messy. Yeah, this is going to be one of those days where I got like Creature from the what is it? What's the name of the movie? Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't believe Creature from the Black Lagoon all over my fingers. It's going to be like Tar Baby. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try writing with a little bit of it. And then the last thing that I got, and this is the coolest of the ones that I can find. This is not the coolest of the items that I want. There's 2 more items. One I know hasn't come in yet, but this one right here, I am so looking forward to trying out. You know I have terrible handwriting. A calligraphy pen is not going to make it any better, but this has a plunger on it so that I can draw the ink up into the barrel of the pen, and I can use the Minc toner ink in the barrel of this pen to make lines and things like that, and I could even do the little sketchy lines that people do, the little erratic lines that people do, the not straight ones that kind of make my OCD a little crazy, but the little squiggly line things that people do on the edges of cards. And I am so looking forward to this. Now, everything that you see in front of you right here, all of this came from Temu. I got that well, no, actually, I don't remember where I got this from. I've had this for quite a while. I don't remember where the dropper bottle came from, but everything else up here came from Temu. I got this for a penny in the little thing that I do. And the way you get things for a penny off of Temu is you go to your mystery boxes and you open up all 4 of your mystery boxes. 2 of them, 1 or 2 of them are going to be a penny item. And then you're going to have either a 99-cent item or a $2.99 item or this weird $100 thing that I haven't even looked into. I just click out of it as soon as it pops up. So I don't even know what that's all about. But once you've picked your item for 99, your item for a penny, or your 2 items for a penny, if you invite somebody else, and the way I do the invite somebody else is I have 2 accounts and they invite each other and I get it for a penny. It works. And then once you're done with that, back out of everything and go to either rebate 100, get 100, or daily coupon 100, I think is the 3rd one. But those will take you to a spot where you get to buy 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 items, and then you can buy the items that you've put in for a penny on that thing, and you can bypass the minimum purchase thing and everything, and it works out really well. But I never advertise that I'm talking about Temu because it would be so easy for them to write code to make that not work. So I never advertise that I'm talking about Temu. That's one of those inside trick things. When you're in my channel, you get to sit there and listen to it and go, oh, well, that's really cool. So there we go. That's that. I will stop waving my pen in front of you. But I got that for a penny. I got this for a penny. I got this for a penny. I paid for these. This one was like $4 and this one was like $2. So if you don't know how to use a fountain pen, they can be very messy. Oh, Elena, you're looking forward to this. You're thinking, oh, I'm going to have a great time today watching Chatty Crafty make a mess. And I also have my heat gun prepared, which is why Baby Bear's not in here. Because I turned it on earlier when he was in here. And yes, he hates the heat gun. So, but I have my heat gun prepared so that I can dry some of these things so we can test them through the Minc Laminator while we're still in here. So, yes. All right. We're going to start with this. We're going to start with this pen right here. And I need to get out sheets of paper in order to do this. And of course I haven't cut them down to the right size yet because that would be far too prepared for me to ever be. I mean, goodness gracious, what do you expect? Chatty Crafty to be ready for her live stream to start? I mean, 9:30 p.m. on Friday sneaks up on me all the time. All the time. Yeah, Valerie really needs to be in here today. She really does. Valerie is missing out on a gold mine of sarcasm today. I mean, really and truly. I can't find my white paper. This isn't good. Where's my pad of white paper? I have a pad of white cardstock sitting around somewhere going, hi, how you doing? Here I am. Hello. It's me. I'm right here. And I can't find it. Okay, well, this right here has ivory in it. So we're going to do this on ivory paper today. How does that sound? Here we go. We're going to do it on ivory paper today because that's what I can lay my hands on. Because I don't know where my white pad of white paper is. So we're going to do it on this one. I finally broke down and bought some of the Ollie's lettering pads to see if I can improve my lettering. Ooh, cool, Doris. Oh, let us know. Oh, that's so cool. You want the rocket blower? Timu. Right there, Timu. I was going to say same. All right, so I need to move that. And apologies for this. I have to get the guillotine out in order to cut these up. So pulling out the guillotine. It's nice to have everything right in reaching distance, but it's also kind of bad to have everything right in reaching distance because everything is piled on top of each other and I lose things that way. All right, again, I have to say it out loud in order for me to keep track of what I'm doing. So that's the 5.5 side. And I messed that up. I bunkered that up bad. Let's get the stuff out from underneath. But really, I can do better if it's level. And then turn it this way. Let's see if I can do that again and get that little piece off. That doesn't need to be there. There we go. That got it. All right. Now let us know how it goes, Doris, and how you like the pad. Yes, Doris, definitely let us know. It's not linked in this description because I had like 3 minutes to get this up before it wouldn't tell everybody that I was going live at 9:30 p.m. on Friday. It wouldn't have sent out the notice. So the Chatty Crafty Facebook group is not linked in the description to this video, but it is linked in the description to almost every other video that I have up there. So if you go to any video, 5.5, there we go. If you go to any video that I have up, you will be able to get to the link to the Facebook group. And it's a really fun group. We have a few new people in there, and I'm so happy to have new people in there because it's really a supportive and fun way to get ideas and to share ideas and to get input and to share where the really cheap stuff is when you're looking for things to buy cheap, because we talk about the Ollie sales and the Dollar Tree penny sales, and we talk about all sorts of other really good ways to get really cheap craft supplies, because let's face it, crafting is expensive. If you want to do something with crafting, it's expensive, which is one of the reasons that I really love what Ollie's is doing right now, and I hope that this liquidation keeps going and going and going. I mean, Joann's just started showing up, and they shut down, what, a year and a half ago now? It's been a while since Joann's was in business, so putting that away, done with the guillotine. All right, now here comes the fun part, because now I have to transfer the ink into the tube. Okay, here we go. Oh, you love doing calligraphy, Elena? That is awesome. That is really awesome. It's something that I've never picked up because my handwriting is so bad. And I know people keep saying it's just a matter of practice, and the more you practice, the better you get at something. And I understand that, and I truly, fully, and completely endorse that idea. But I've just never really sat down with the intention of improving my handwriting. And I'm not really sure why. It's just never been high on my list of priorities, but it never has. All right, here we go. All right, people, this is going to be fun. Here we go. This is the one that I've already opened. So this particular bottle of toner is already pretty low in the toner department. I do have 4 other kits of this, so it's not like I'm going to run out of this toner anytime soon. But this is one of the reasons why I wanted to find other ways to use this, because this bottle is only 4 fluid ounces. Is that right? No, I take that back. It's only 2 fluid ounces. So apparently you use half an ounce each time you use the pads. But it's only 2 fluid ounces. And if you end up not using the fluid, if you end up throwing it away, that's such a waste, and I don't like that. What's copper plate? I don't know. Who mentioned copper plate? I learned modern calligraphy. Oh, is copper plate like the font copper plate? Oh, that would be so cool to be able to do a font. That would be so neat. Again, not anything in my wheelhouse, but it would be so neat. Oh, well, this is going to finish off this bottle. Look, I'm actually using a funnel. Aren't you proud of me? We'll get to the messiness later. I love Whatnot, but have to watch because it can be very addictive. See, I haven't even started looking at Whatnot, and from what I'm hearing, especially mentions like that, Doris, I'm really thinking that Whatnot's probably not a good idea for me at all. So anyway, so there we go. So that put the Minc toner ink in there, and this Minc toner bottle is now empty. And so far, so good. I am so far clean. That's not going to last, people. We all know that that's not going to last. All right, so I don't have a piece of paper towel to put this on. What am I going to stick this on? I need something to put this on. Well, I'm going to stick it on a piece of paper. And you know what? We'll sit there and we'll play with this piece of paper after all is said and done and see what happens with it. So this is the first trial, and I almost knocked that over, and that would have been so bad. So we're going to put this Minc toner funnel filter thingy over there on that piece of paper. It's just going to sit over there and be happy. All right, so here we go. Put the dauber thing back in. Ooh, still clean. I'm really impressed with myself. Screw the lid back on, and then work on getting this ink. And I know I'm off to the side, but I'm using that little piece of waste paper that I've got over here now to work the ink down into the nib on this. And then we're going to see if this works, because I don't know if this will work at all. I have no idea what it is in the ink that actually makes the foil stick to it when it goes through the laminator. So if it's a particulate thing that needs to get through the ink, the tip, this may not come through at all. And so far it's not. So far that is not coming through at all. That is still a very clean little nib. I really don't want to take it apart again at this point, because no, I don't really want to get my hands all over it yet. I know I'm going to be messy by the end of this live stream, but I may have had it pulled up on my comp and phone at the same time to watch multiple things at once, something for everyone. Yeah, there you go. My kids swear my handwriting is calligraphy, but it's just really neat. My grandson says it's fancy. My biggest fans. That's so cool, Elena. That is really, really cool. Okay, it's really not. Oh, wait. There's a little bit coming down. Hold on. I can see a little bit. Okay, there's a little bit coming down through the sides. Let's see if this is going to work. I don't even know if this is going to work. These are my ideas. These are the things that I'm trying, because copperplate is a font. It's usually what you see on formal invitations. Oh, very cool. Okay, so it's getting there. We can see a little bit of it coming down. La, la, la. Oh, I can't do that. I'll get a copyright strike if I sing that song, so I'm not going to sing that song. You can hear it in your head now, although I've started it for you so you can hear the rest of it in your head. I'm going to pull this over here so you can watch this, because it's kind of boring to sit there and watch my arm go up and down and not really know what I'm doing. So there we go. So we're getting closer. We're getting some of this ink down closer to the tip of this. I really think, oh, there we go. Okay, we've got ink. We have ink. So we're going to try something. And I cannot draw. I mean, I cannot write, but I can draw a couple of things. So we're going to try drawing a couple things on here and see how well we can make this foil once I send it through the Minc laminator. So this is one of the things that I draw all the time. It's like something that I've drawn since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, since I was a wee tusker, my dad would say. So my dad would have called me a wee tusker. So there's the little butterfly. And then we have the trail that the butterfly took to get from the flower to where it is. And then we can put some grass down here, just like so. All right, so that's the idea. So we're going to see if this will actually do that. I think I used water. I think she used water in a previous live. You might need to water it down, but wonder what to use. Alcohol, water. Yeah, I used water in a previous live. I did use water in a previous live, and it was not successful by any stretch of the imagination. Magical, if they don't know cursive. There you go. Fancy and magical. Okay, so we're going to let this dry a little bit, and while we're letting it dry, we're going to get out my Minc, and we're going to turn it on so that we can start getting the idea of whether or not this is going to work. So this is trial number 1. We're going to turn this on. We're going to start it warming up. There we go. And I'm going to get out my little transfer thingy that runs it through. And I'm not going to do a full transfer sheet on this because it may or may not work. So I'm going to use one that's not going to get the whole thing, but we'll get the idea of whether or not this works. No, I take that back. I'm going to use a full sheet because if this works, I really want to see it all full out and done on that. So there we go. We'll take out a full sheet of this paper. So I've got a full sheet of my foil out now, and I need to get out my scissors, and I'm not going to use my big Wamina scissors because this is much too fragile to do that with. And I'm going to cut this in half so that I have the right size. Here we go. And yeah, I'm just really just narrating what I'm doing. One of the things about a live stream is that it's very difficult to watch a live stream for me if the person doesn't talk all the time. So you'll notice that while I'm doing my live streams, I'm sitting here and I'm chatting all the time about something. It may not be anything important. It may not be anything earth-shattering or anything, but I am always chatting. Squirts. No, Valerie's not here. We can't use the squirts yet. Valerie and the spritzer. I mean, she's funny. She's so funny. I can't wait to see Valerie in here. And I'm so glad that everybody who is in here because I really appreciate the support. I mean, y'all don't understand how much I really, well, you may understand, but y'all, I just really, really appreciate your support so much. It's just amazing how wonderful it is that everybody, that we get together and we do these fun things. I just can't thank you enough for that. All right, so I have let this have a little bit of dry time, and now we're going to send it down. Is the ink dry? Trying to remember if it needs to be dry. I've seen it done both ways in YouTube channels because I've been watching YouTube channels do things with the Minc. And honestly, I've never seen any of the YouTube channels use this or a calligraphy pen with the ink. So as far as I know, this is one of the first times this has been tried. It may not be. But as far as I know, it's one of the first times this has been tried. But I do know that I have to get this sheet of foil over all of the ink, or the ink will transfer to my slide that goes through my laminator, and it will get messed up that way. So make sure that this is covering all of the ink, which it is. And all right, fingers crossed, people. Thank you, Mary. I really appreciate that. All right, so here we go. Fingers crossed, people. First time through. No, I'm really risking that. I don't want to do that. I really, really don't want to do that. But here we go. Here's the first try on this. So this is trial number 1 with the empty paint pen that I got off of Temu that I filled up with some of the ink from the Minc toner kit, and I am now pushing it through the laminator to see whether or not it will laminate. And it actually kind of, from what I see, it looks like it might have. So this could be really cool. I know not to touch this yet. I know it's hot, but there I am touching it. Some people never learn. I mean, really, some people just never learn. It's like, come on, Chatty, you know better than to do that. It's hot. Let's touch it. So there we go. You throw a mean party and I don't have to leave my home to attend. Win-win. There you go, Doris. That's absolutely true. I really like the way you said that. I do. I very much do. All right, here we go. Trial number 1. It worked. Look, you can see where it's missing from the foil. And look, you can see on there that it has foiled everywhere that I had that ink. 10 out of 10. Win. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Look at that. I can actually use this to make whatever pattern or design or style that I want to. I have had no luck at all getting this to work on stamps. I mean, y'all have been, I can't say no luck at all. I have had very limited luck getting this to work on stamps. You have seen from Noob with a Minc Part 1 and Noob with a Minc Part 2 that this, I cannot get it to work with stamps, but it does work beautifully with this. Oh my gosh. I love this. I mean, I'm just looking over here. I happen to have this right next to me. Imagine just using this pen to outline one of these roses and on this stencil and then laminating it through there. I mean, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. This is so stunningly beautiful. Oh, I love this idea. Oh, there's so many things that you could do with this. I mean, you could literally just make an entire square and then put your sentiment on top of it, and you could have that be some fancy design. It doesn't have to be perfectly square or anything like that. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about that, like if you want to put your sentiment right down here on your card front, just sit there and make a little squiggle sign on there. So you've got this little line like so. Maybe hopefully I didn't pull off too much of that, so it won't do that. But then you've got this little area right here that you can put your sentiment on. And I think if I'm going to do it again, I'm going to do it underneath it, but I'm going to do long strokes this time. I need to get more ink down in the point of the pen. There we go. I'm going to do long strokes this time. Look at that. That is too stinking cool. And then you could put your sentiment right on top of that, and you'd have this beautiful spot of foil right underneath your sentiment with this ragged edge, that jagged edge. And oh, I love this. Okay, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. All right, I need to get more foil out because this piece doesn't have enough of a spot on there to do both of these spots. So let me get another piece of foil out. Do I have a piece over here? I have this piece right here. This piece should do it. Yeah, this piece will do it. So I've got this extra piece right here that I'm going to do it. Yes, success, Elena. I agree with you. 10 out of 10, Mary said. That is awesome. This is so cool. I'm finally actually learning to do something that makes me appreciate this Minc toner kit. Because up until this point, I really have not. I mean, I have enjoyed the process of using it, but it's not really been anything that I would use again. The toner liquid going to harden inside the pen. I hope not. It does have a very tight-fitting cap on it. And it does click, if you heard that. So it does have a tight-fitting cap on it, much like when you have an acrylic pen that has that going on, like those chalk markers that I used on Wednesday in my live stream. It's got that idea going on. So I really hope not. I really hope that it does not harden inside the pen, because that would be quite sad, because that would completely eliminate the whole reason that I'm doing this, which is to find a way to use this without it being so wasteful of it. Because, I mean, if I hadn't bought this toner kit at Ollie's, I bought this toner kit at Ollie's, I got it for $1. I will openly admit that I got it for a great price. If I hadn't bought it for that price, I mean, this toner kit's like, what, $15, $20? That's a lot of money to throw a good portion of it away. And I'm not into that. I'm just not. It shouldn't be an issue if the pen cap is on tight. Yeah, that's something definitely to check to make sure that the pen cap is on tight. This one is the one that I'm kind of worried about because of the size of the pen. And this one doesn't really click into place, but it does have two little rubber gaskets right there. So I'm hoping that this one will be able to work well and do it correctly and right and all that other good stuff. But here we go. Coming back through. Grab it with my little tweezers because it's hot, and because I really, for some reason, like to grab things that are hot. There we go. Let it cool off a little bit. Hopefully I'm not causing too much of a strobe effect here. So there we go. So here we are. Open this up. Oh, it's still too hot. I shouldn't have done it yet. Oh, that's too hot. Too hot, too hot, too hot. Now, this did have two levels because the top one was... it was thicker on one side than on the other because I was going back and forth several times. This one was thinner laid out, but it was straight line, so it didn't have the back and forth problem. And pulling that off, and oh my gosh, put a little sentiment on top of that, and there's your bling on your card right there. Oh my gosh, maybe wrap it with press and seal when you're... Oh, that's a good idea, Doris. I like that idea. I wonder if the nib will break down. It is quite possible that the nib will break down, but the set that I got, which I don't actually see, did come with a second nib. And I thought I put it back in this little red container, but I don't see it. So I don't know, but look at that. Look at that. That is stunning. And if this doesn't dry in the pen, this is not wasteful. This is just put it in the pen and use it anytime you want to make this. I love this. Put the wide one in a Ziploc after you're done. Excellent choice. Okay, I agree with that, Elena. That's an excellent suggestion. Or any airtight containers. I think I would do it in a Ziploc because I could use a straw to suck the air out of the Ziploc so that there wouldn't be any air circulating around it. So yeah, that's a great idea. I'm going to use that Ziploc idea. So yeah, this is way cool. Okay, 10 out of 10. Absolutely strongly endorse the idea of buying these empty ink pens, these empty paint pens from Temu, and putting this in here to do it. Hey, Leslie, yay! I'm back to being jealous. My Ollie's has not had this in yet. Oh, no. Well, this didn't come from Ollie's. The ink kit did. I will say that the ink kit did. And it was a great buy. This is the one that I have. Whoops. I got to get something underneath there. It's going to fall. Hold on. My pile is about to go crashing down unless I support it with something. I have to pull out another one of my Minc toner kits because the Minc toner kit is that bottle of Minc toner is gone. Hold on, I got to support this and I got to put another support in there. But yeah, look at that, $1. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe this. This was one of the West Coast Ollies. I want to say that this was Merritt Island. I won't swear to it. And I will say that it was definitely before Christmas, so I seriously doubt they still have any of these. But $1 for a Minc toner kit. It's reflecting on the screen. Sorry. Sorry to hear that. It's okay, gone off the screen. Okay, so. All right, moving on. So, getting this out next. Dun, 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 dun. Pulling this out. So I've got another bottle of Minc toner stuff, and something that we're going to do with this bottle of Minc toner. How much was reflecting on the screen, Elena, out of curiosity? Hold on, I'm looking at something. Pardon me. Hold on, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just not moving very much. He is good news and bad news. Good news is the rain today finally melted all the ice and snow in my driveway. The bad news is Sunday we're supposed to, oh no. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry to hear that you're going to get 5 more inches of snow. That really sucks. I am so sorry. No real reflecting was good. Lol. Okay. All right. Okay, I got to get back up to live on this. I'm 20 seconds behind on my thingy. Live. There we go. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, I'm back up. All right, sorry about that minor intermission there. So here we go. The next thing we're going to try is we're going to try this. Little was showing that bit reflected well. No, it was showing that it was reflected well. I second the good reflecting, not in snow. Very good. All right, so here we go. I've got this now, and I'm going to push this plunger back down into the bottom. Now, I have never used a fountain pen like this at all before, ever. So I don't know how this is going to work. I have no idea what's going to go on here. This is probably going to be extremely messy and extremely bad, and that's a chatty, crafty live stream for you. All right, move my little Minc over so that it can sit over there and stay warm. I'm going to turn it off so it's not actually running, but I'm going to set it over there so it's out of my way. And I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to use this with. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. Oh, people be ready for this. This is gonna be so bad. Will it fit down in there? Yes, it will. Okay, we're going to put the nib of this down inside the bottle and pull up ink with it that way. And then I'm going to have several of my wet wipes ready to go. We're just going to have some of these out ready to go because this is going to be so sad. This is going to be so funny. This is going to be so silly. We'll get down. Oh no, you're going to get down to 28 in Mississippi. That's not good. Oh no. Sitting in back waiting for the snow to start, waiting for the show to start laughing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. This is it. This is going to wait. Yeah, this is it. This is going to be the fun one. This is going to be, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to shake this up first because one of the things that was said was the last time was this has been sitting for so long that it's possible that there's particulate matter in here that had settled because it hadn't been agitated in a while. And boy, can you tell that I was a science teacher? Those are not words that people usually use to say that, but I'm not really sure what the regular words are. So those are the words that I use. So I'm going to pour this in here because then I can pour it back into the bottle. And for a chemistry teacher, that's a horrible, horrible thing because the mantra in chemistry is once it's out forever. You never put reagents back in the bottle because you never know what was in the container that you put it in that you might be contaminating your reagent with. But I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so here we go. Let's see what happens when okay, it is actually drawing ink up into the barrel of the pen. I'm so scared about what's going to happen with this. Okay, I have ink in the barrel of my pen. Oh no, I'm not sure what to do now. Oh, Elena, you do calligraphy. Have you ever used a pen like this? What do I do now? What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'm going to stick the lid back on it, and I'm going to pour that ink back into the bottle before I mess it up and spill it everywhere. Okay, here we go. All right, there's number one. Doris has popcorn. The ink needs to flow through the nib. Don't press too hard. It will flow if holding it correctly. You don't need to press hard. Okay, that's good advice. Where are the gloves? Oh, please, Mary, like I'm going to use gloves. Ha! I have gloves. I just don't have them back here. All right. Now, before I do that, I'm actually going to put some of this ink. Oh, let's close that bottle before I mess everything up. I'm going to use this ink that's already out, and I'm going to put it into these 2 bottles that I also want to test things with. So I'm going to put this down in here, and I'm going to pour some of this ink down in here. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, there we go. There's some of the ink down in the dropper bottle. Okay. Whew, that's done. Okay. I'm so nervous, people. Y'all have no idea how nervous I am. This stuff, I mean, y'all didn't see me for the next 3 days after I did this. My fingers were so stained for like the next 3 days from the last time that I did this. 77 in Bama today. Imagine using smooth markers, a light touch. Okay. I'm laughing, it didn't even start yet. In Bama today, our first false spring, Sunday to Tuesday, highs around 50, lows around 20s. Oh, goodness gracious. And now it's going to go back down really, really low. It's actually been a relatively cold winter for Florida. Relatively speaking. I mean, it used to get cold here all the time, but things have changed. Like I said, I know I've told you that there's a secondary water system in Orlando, in the Orange County area, that was installed in order to keep the orange groves wet when it froze. And there was enough of a freeze of probability for them to invest in a secondary water system, which wasn't cheap when they put it in. But I mean, it's completely unused now because there's no reason to use it. All right, so I got that. Hopefully that will leak back in. I know I am like totally playing with fire there doing it that way. And then I've got this little stopper nib on this bottle. So we're going to try these. These are the next 3 that I'm going to try. These are the next 3 ideas. We're going to use the dropper bottle and the little rocket and see what happens when we push it around the paper. And then we're going to use the little squeezy bottle with the very, very narrow tib on it. And all right, it's time to try this. Oh no. I am so worried about this. My dad loved fountain pens, absolutely loved them. My dad had a bunch of them when I was a kid. And the only thing that I actually remember about having a fountain pen is that I played with one once and I got ink everywhere. And that's the only time I have ever actually intentionally used a fountain pen. So here we go. Here's trying this out. Nothing. I got nothing. Does it take a while to activate? Do I have to put pressure on it? Do I have to push the nib down to get the ink to come out? Because nothing's coming out. Oh no, how is this supposed to work? I have no idea. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit. Wait, what does it say? I can't see the nib, but it's just, if it's just a pointy tip, you should be able to lightly touch the paper and it will start like scratching lightly with the paper, I guess is the way to explain. All right, so I'm scratching lightly with the paper because it's just a pointy little nib. There is no shape or anything to this. It was the only one that they had. I do have a dip. One of the ones that I was looking for that I wanted to try is that I have a dip fountain pen that has a bunch of different nibs on it, but I couldn't find it. That's one of the things that I was looking for that I couldn't find. All right, it looks like ink is coming out. Let's see what happens if I push down a little bit. Oh! That's what happens if I push down a little bit. Okay, so if I turn the nib, the thing on it, I can make the ink come out, but it doesn't seem to be coming out without that. That's just ink that I just plopped on there. You know what? While I have a plop, let's blow on it. Okay, that's cool. All right, this is not the way I intended to do this, but I have a drop, so I'm going to sit there and use my little blower on it and see what kind of shape we can get out of this by just using the blower on it. Just like so. So what this is a watercolor technique that I've seen people use, and I thought maybe this would work on this. Keep fingers high on the barrel, a little pressure, give it a minute. I like the glass dip kind. Okay, I don't have a glass dip kind. This one, the one that I bought, is a wooden handle that has nibs that go on it. Oh, that works even better if I actually set it on the paper and just blow. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So this is just getting this to spread out some so that I get more of a, and this is just going to be some weird dollopy foiled spot on this. I don't really want to set it down in the center of that, but I definitely get better spray if I set it down. Okay, so there we go. Turn the tip at a, yes, it will squirt. Okay. Turn the tip at a slight angle. Okay, turning the tip at a slight angle. All right. Wow, I've still managed to not get ink on me yet. Turn the tip at a slight angle. Oh! Now the question is this not working because it's a Temu product, or is it not working because I wiped everything off the edge when I first put it on and now it's just not primed, I guess would be the word for it? Or is it just not working because the pen itself is flawed? I don't know. I really don't know, because I have almost zero experience with pens like this. My mom had a collection that I inherited. I love them. Oh, that's really cool. My dad would always look for the ones that had the 14 karat gold nibs on them. Those were the ones that he liked the most. He thought they were the neatest thing. For a while, he lived in Iowa, and there's a city in Iowa called Penn City, and I can't remember the name of the city. Oh, it's over in the boot heel of Iowa, but I can't remember the name of it. But I did it. I did it. Oh, actually, that's kind of cool. Look at that. It looks like little flower petals, like dandelion, the little dandelion seeds being dispersed. That's kind of cool. Not intentional, but kind of cool. Let's see. Is there a plastic piece on the nib? Not that I can feel on there, but now I have ink on me. So no, not that I can feel, but this idea may not work. And it may not be working, not because it's a bad idea, but because it's a bad execution of it. It's a bad it could be just a bad execution of a good idea. Now, I do see that there is ink on the bottom of this. I can see that there's ink right there. I just wiped it off with the little thingy, but I do see that there was ink down there. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know if this was bad idea or bad execution or bad materials. It could be any of those. I'm turning the thing again because apparently I'm just a glutton for punishment on this one. Okay, so now I have turned it. It's definitely flowing out. What if I turn this over? Oh, if I turn it over, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that that would be done that way, but maybe it's supposed to be turned over like this. See, I can see a blurb of ink right there on the end. It's just not going into the... Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, here we go. All right, let me get another sheet because that one's all goopied up now. Like my technical terms, goopied up. So the idea, I think, is okay-ish, but the execution is definitely bad, and that could very well be a PEBKAC error, and it could, well, I guess it'd be a PEBKIP error, a PEBKAP error, P-E-B-K-A-P. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Y'all know what I know some of you know what a PEBKAC error is, but for those of you who don't know what a PEBKAC error is, it means a problem exists between chair and keyboard. So if your IT person comes up to you and tells you it's a PEBKAC error, they're basically calling you somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. It's just FYI, so this would be a PEBKAP error. So a problem exists between chair and pen. But yeah, it's not doing what I wanted it to do. The nib may be too fine. That's true, Chris. It very well may. Roll slightly away from you. All right, rolling slightly away from me. Maybe try twisting down again. Okay, if I try twisting down again, I'm going to do it over this one because it will blurp down. I'd really need to find the one that has the dip one, the one that had all the different nibs on it. I really need to find that. There it goes. It blipped again. Okay, so there we go. Well, I blipped again. Yeah, see, I'm just not getting consistency on the... I can get it to come off, but I'm just not getting consistency on the flow. It could also be that this ink is too thick for a pen like this. This is pretty thick ink, so it could very well be that that's the problem. See, Mary just made that comment too. Can you dip it in the puddles? Of course I can dip it in the puddles. And then I can, well, maybe not. I was thinking I could dip it in the puddles and then draw with it. But, okay, I can dip it in the puddles, but I can't then draw with it. That's strange. You would think that once I put it in the puddles, I'd be able to draw with it. But no, not really. Oh, see? But see, this is what we do in the Chatty Crafty live streams, is we test out stuff. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm gonna put this up as a 0 out of 10. A 1 out of 10. It didn't completely not work, but it's definitely not there. It won't work until you learn how to use it properly. It really is a learned skill. They have wide tip nibs. Yep, you're right. You're right, Elena. It is a learned skill, and it's one that I have not learned. You are absolutely right on that. I will give you that one absolutely and completely. All right, so we're going to blow this around some because I can. And then we're going to run this through the laminator and see what it looks like when it gets blown around on the paper like this. Because I think this is really cool. And you know what? I am going to stick it in the ink. I'm going to stick it in there and I'm going to blow it around so it just goes all over the place and see how that looks. Because it might be a different layering effect if it goes in other places like that. So here we go. All right, I'm going to turn my laminator back on, turn it back on so it will heat up again so we can run these through. And this is basically what I was going to do with this, is I was going to make drops with it and blow it around with this little nibber thing, this little blowy thing, my little blowing. And it's really nice to hold. I mean, the little ribs on the bottom of the rocket make it really easy to hold on to. So this is going to be really cool. And this is going to make some interesting things. And it's interesting to do this one because it's going to have the little lines on it that I did get off of the fountain pen. So fountain pen did not work for me. Doesn't mean that it's a bad idea. It could just mean that I'm using a bad fountain pen, or the obvious I am not good at using a fountain pen. So we'll do that. But this is just blowing it around some so it gets this nice little blown effect all over the place. which is really cool looking. So there we go. There's that. All right. Okay, it won't work properly until you also you have, but it is fun to watch. Well, good. I'm glad it was fun to watch. Next, you will be doing the ink blot test. Do all the good old Rorschach coming right out. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, so those need to dry a little bit. And you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get out my heat gun. Apologies for the noise, although people did say that this one's not as noisy as some of the other ones are. I'm going to get my little heat gun out. I'm going to blow that around a little bit more, so it's a little bit thinner. There we go. I'm going to do this with my heat gun so I can get the, ow, that hurt. Yes, Chatty, the heat coming out of your heat gun is hot. In case you were wondering, Chatty, it comes out hot. Ow, I did it again. I'm creating heat block test. Yeah, there we go. Like, great minds think alike. That's the way it is. There we go. So that did not work out well. All right, so we've got one more to test. I'm going to set these off to the side. I'm going to run them through the laminator after they've had an opportunity to dry a little bit more. I've got one more to test, and I'm encroaching on my hour goal. And I still have these to test. Oh, I didn't even do this yet. Well, okay, there's going to be Noob with a Mink Part 4, the increasingly inaccurately named Noob with a Mink. So I'm just going to try putting down some line on this. And I'm not really trying to do anything fancy with it. I'm just putting down a little bit of a line to see what happens if we do this with a little bottle like this. And, you know, this is actually working a whole lot better than the ballpoint, than the, not ballpoint, than the fountain pen did. I mean, look at that. It's just nice little lines, the little squiggles. This is going to be a beautiful card back. Card front, I mean, not card back. I don't know where that came from. But this is going to be a beautiful little card front. Look at all these little, this is going to have these nice little tiny lines all through this. This is so cool. I do like the Minc toner kit. I really do. I don't like the amount of waste in using it properly or the way you're told to use it. And I also did not have good results when I tried using it the way I was using it, the way I was told to use it. So I'm just putting down some lines on this to make it look kind of cool. And this is just going to be a nice little small line design, you know, better than you could actually do if you were trying to, oh, I got it on my fingers again. Oh no. Oh no, I get on my fingers again. Oh goodness gracious. Oh. My fingers. It's not as bad as the last time. It's really not. And the chalk ink came off really well. I will say that. The chalk ink did come off very well. All right, so let's give this a little bit of a spritz with a heat gun so that we can try and get this a little bit drier so that it can go through the Minc laminator nicely so that we can get these tested out to see how they look. I think this one's going to be stunning. If you want my honest opinion, I think this one is going to be absolutely stunning when it goes through the laminator because it's got all these nice little lines on it that is just going to be just a beautiful little effect. And I mean, that's going to be just a beautiful little thing. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Oh, I got an idea. Oh, idea. Will you leave a comment in a week to feel? Will you leave a comment in a week to feel? Leslie, hi. I'm not sure what you mean. And when I leave a comment in a week to feel, I don't know. I have no idea what that means. My brain is leaving me completely. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this on half of it. I'm going to use the brayer on half of it and see what happens when I brayer it out. Because one of the things that happens with the brayer is it picks up and it moves the ink, as you can see, but it also thins it out. And I'm wondering if it will actually foil transfer to that now that the ink itself has been thinned out. So I have this side and that side, and I can still use it as a card front because I can cut it in half along the line where I put the brayer down. I do have to remember to take this with me to clean it, but I am going to stick it back in its package right now because it's icky. So we'll do that. Okay, so here we go. All right, there we go. So this is on. This is hot. Move my scissors away. Keep my things there. I still have to test these. I haven't forgotten about those. Move that. Put this over there. Put this up here. Ow, hot. Okay, there we go. All right. Can you let us know if the ink has dried up in the applicators in a week? Oh, absolutely. I will be more than happy to do that for you, Leslie. Now I understand what you're talking about. Absolutely. In fact, if you're in the live stream, because I'm always live Friday at 9:30 p.m. I may be live other times. It depends on how I'm feeling, how many spoons I have left, but I have made it my goal that I am always going to be live on Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're here next Friday, if you would please ask, because I'm not really exceptionally good at remembering things like that because my spoons They get in the way because my brain is steady on 100% catastrophizing everything. It's just the way my brain works. Everything, and it causes a lot of anxiety with me, and it causes there to be a lot of issues with me trying to get things done and do things right. Oop, I just cut that way too small. I need to get out another piece. Well, I'm going to go through all of my foil today. I'm not going to go through all of my foil. I found some at Ollie's for 25 cents for a package. I'm not by any means going to go through all of my foil today, but I am going to go through some of my foil today. But here we go. We'll cut this one again. But yeah, if you would please, if you're here next week, just put a note in and ask, because I will be more than happy to answer that question. We'll even test it out and take a look at it. But, you know, with the spoons that I have and with the catastrophizing brain that I have, I mean, my brain catastrophizes everything. It's just, there is so much background noise in my brain from catastrophizing things that it's very difficult sometimes to move on beyond that. And that's one of the reasons why I have so few spoons, is because my brain is constantly catastrophizing everything. And I make jokes about it and I laugh about it, because that's the defense mechanism or the coping mechanism that I've learned to use, which is why I laugh at a lot of the things that I do, because, you know, the laughter makes me feel a little bit better. I don't know if that was what you were wanting in a comment like that. I don't know if you were going for that kind of esoteric level of discussion, but there it is. But yeah, so that's why I end up laughing at a lot of the things that I do, because it makes it easier for my brain to push the catastrophized thing off to the side and to focus on the laughter. That's just something that I do to cope. That's just a coping mechanism. And if you're interested in in many of the reasons that I am the way I am, sometime in January on my Facebook page, Chatty Crafty, not the group, the page, Chatty Crafty, I posted the Cliff's Note version of my trauma. And you can read why I am the way I am. And, you know, if you're interested in it, but I will tell you, it's trigger warning. It's triggery all over the place. So just so you know. All right, this is the one that I did half with the brayer and half with just the little bottle like this. Okay, so here we go, pulling this off. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, yes, indeed. That is stunning. All right, I'm going to cut it in half where the brayer was. So this is the half that was not brayered. I love those scissors. Okay, if you're looking for these scissors on Temu, I'm going to say this every time, you need to look for wool shearing shears. These are not sold as craft scissors. These are sold as wool shearing scissors, and they are amazing. I love them. They do make heat safety gloves, or pot holders. I'm trying to imagine you in a science lab class and you setting it on fire. Did they make you have labs outside? Lol, we had a teacher like that. No, they did not make me have labs outside. Amazingly enough, I am exceptionally careful in things if I have goggles on, because it's like my brain says, once the goggles are on, everything has to be done absolutely perfectly. And I think if I were to wear goggles in this particular scenario, it would not end up looking like this. It would look completely different, because that's just the way my brain goes with the goggles and the whole science and safety thing. But I don't have goggles on, so I'm being just me. These are beautiful. My kids had a great teacher that set the place on fire so often all labs were outside of. That's cool. No, I've never unintentionally set things on fire in my classroom, but I have intentionally set things on fire in my classroom. And that's always fun, because you always have to warn all the people around you that there's going to be smoke smell in the hallway, and they're going to have to deal with the smoke alarms going off, because that's what's happening. That was always fun. The one that I really had to warn people about was the day that I dropped the bowling ball on the floor. If I wasn't on the first floor, because it didn't matter if I was on the first floor, but if I wasn't on the first floor, I always had to warn the class beneath me that I was going to be dropping bowling balls on the floor all day. And that was when we talked about density. And that's one of the coolest things about density. If you have a pool, test this out, because it is the coolest thing. A 12-pound bowling ball floats. It's completely backwards to what you would think it would be, but a 12-pound bowling ball floats, or an 11-pound bowling ball floats, and a 15-pound bowling ball sinks. And the reason that it's used to teach density is because the volume of the bowling ball has to be the same, or the lane doesn't work, which means in order for a bowling ball to be 11 pounds, it has to have less stuff in it than a 15-pound bowling ball, and that's density. The more stuff you pack into the same space, the more dense the object is. But yeah, if you have a pool, go throw bowling balls in it. Some of them will float. It's the coolest thing. Yeah, so anyway, my kids had a great teacher. Oh, they set the stuff on the idea. So there we go. But these are beautiful. I mean, I'm showing these to you. I'm talking about other things, but I'm showing these to you. But these are stunning. I absolutely love that effect. And that was done, part of it was done with the little line bottle. So I got these lines on it. And then the other part, I put the brayer, and I took the brayer and set it over there. And that's just gorgeous. I mean, put a sentiment on top of that, or put a piece of chipboard, or a piece of die cut item on top of that. It's going to be so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. So, all right, one more. I got to do this one. I'm going to do this one with 2 sheets because I don't have 1 sheet big enough, but I do have 2 sheets that will cover all of the toner on there, so I can send it through without messing up my little passport thingy. I don't know what this thing is called. The little thingy that I push through my laminator. There we go. I have static issues right now. My laminator's clicking at me for some reason. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's making little clicking noises right now. Ah, get up there. It's like it's tapping. It's like it's playing taps or something. Oh no. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. And in. Maybe. Take it. Nope, it's rolling. There it goes. Okay, get rid of the pop-up ad. Now we need to find pens. Oh, yes, that would be so cool. Pens that fit the Cricut. I do the little thin pens that I've gotten off of Temu, which I don't actually see any in front of me at the moment, but the little thin pens, there's a little adapter, which I also don't have any of those back here with me because I use my Cricut out in the front room for some reason. I don't use it back here, but that those really work really well because they hold the little thin pens and I can use all sorts of different colors on them, but it has to be a really thin pen for them to use. Carrier sheet. That's what it's called. Thank you, Leslie. It's called a carrier sheet. There we go. All right. So, ooh, nice. Doris is looking at that. And so here we go. Here's the last one coming through. This is the last one we're going to laminate today, but I do still have to test these because Elena asked about these. I got these off of Temu for a penny off of their whole mystery box deal, and then going with that and then taking it to Daily Coupon 100 or Rebate 100 or Get 100 and getting it that way. Move this over. Oh, turn that off. All right, we're done with that. Turn it off, set it over there. Okay, so here we go. Opening this up. I feel like all the equipment in the room is just slightly off to keep things interesting. Yeah, it could very well be. Oh, look at that. Okay, gold Rorschach tests. Okay, this is definitely something that the mental health industry needs to invest in. Gold Rorschach tests, this is the way to go. Look at that. I mean, that is gorgeous. I absolutely love that. That is beautiful. I do. That is so cool. You can see where it was a little bit thicker because you can see where one of the dots was, and it dried a little bit before I got the blower out to blow it out. So you've got this little ring right there. And I think that's really cool. I just scratched it up, but you got that little ring right there. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Temu has pens for the Cricut Joy now. Oh yes, Mary, I remember you saying that. That is really cool. Yes, it is stunning. I agree with you completely. This is so cool. Ones that can hold the graphite for the Cricut, hold the graphite. Now see, that's something that I've wondered. Is it one more time. Is it carbon that this this foil is sticking to? And if it is, will a pencil have the same effect? And you know what? I just happen to have a pencil next to me. So you know what? We're just going to test that. We're going to put down a layer of carbon on here because you know there's no lead in a pencil lead, right? Y'all do know that, right? There is no lead in a pencil lead. It's pure carbon. It's one of the allotropes of carbon. Carbon has like 5 allotropes, one of which being carbon nanotubes. Another one is Buckminster fullerene, commonly referred to as buckyballs. And then there's also graphite and diamond, and I forgot the 5th one. But I'm not teaching chemistry right now, so I don't need to know the 5th allotrope of carbon. Diamond, graphite, buckyballs, carbon nanotubes, and graphene. That's the other one. So there are 5 allotropes of carbon. Everything that I mentioned is pure carbon. Diamond is pure carbon. Pencil lead is pure carbon. So much prettier than black test. So much prettier than the black test. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by the black test. So we're going to try this. I mean, why not? I have this. It's here. I'm here. Pull this back out. It should still be warm. Oh, it's definitely still warm enough. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's hot. Oh, dang it. I dropped my bottle down there. I'm going to have to get my husband bought me these so that I can grab things that fall down beside my desk. Oops. And it had cat hair on it. Sorry about that. Turn this back on. Oh, this is totally a chatty crafty day. This is like beyond chatty, beyond normal chatty crafty day. Now I lost it. There it is. It's over there. Okay. All right. Here we go. So we're going to put this on here and we're going to see if it's actually carbon that is transferring this stuff, because one of the things in toner is carbon, and we're just going to see if it's carbon that's actually transferring this. And let's find out. I mean, why not? This is the whole point of doing these lives, is to have some experimentation going on. And while that's going through, I'm going to open this up, because then I'm going to test these. And then after that, then I'm going to end this live. Ooh, icky sticky. Oh, I hate icky sticky. Oh, this has got icky sticky all over it. Now, not all of these come in a nice little box like this. I will say that. I was lucky to get these in a nice little box like this, but not all of them come in a nice little box like that. There we go. We're going to use this one because I love that one. Let's see. I honestly can't tell right now if it's transferring, because if it transfers with just carbon, that would be like a total game changer on the entire Minc foil laminator thing. I meant the black ink test isn't as pretty. Oh, this one, the ink blot. Yeah, the ink blot's not. It's interesting. I like it. Actually, I'm going to say I really do adore this one, but there are prettier ones that I have done today. These are definitely prettier ones that I have done today. But I do like the ink blot test. I will say that. So here we go. Turn that off again. Move that back over. Turn the scissors away. Oh, my live streams are so silly. I love them so much. I really do. I really love my live streams so much. Nope. It does not transfer to carbon. There is something else in the toner ink that is causing it to transfer, because there is zero transfer from the foil to the carbon. So that answers that question. Darn it, that would have been so cool, but nope, that's not the way it works. So it's not carbon that transfers it. There's something else going on. All right, one last thing. We're going to take this one right here, and I'm going to take one of these finger daubers, because Elena had asked about these finger daubers off of Temu and whether or not they were any good. And I honestly have never used them. This is the very first time I have ever used one of these little finger daubers. I have probably 4 or 5 sets of them because they come out. Yeah, I agree, Leslie. That was a bummer. But I have about 4 or 5 sets of them because they keep offering them to me for a penny, so I keep buying them because why not? But yeah, this one works really well. Okay, so there's that. Now, where is the other thing that I just had in my hand? I had it in my hand and I put it down somewhere and I don't know what I did with it, so I'm gonna have to find another one because I can't find it right now. Oh dear. Here, we'll use this one. That one's got big holes in it. We'll use this one. This one's got little holes in it. Ooh, more icky sticky. Isn't it fun how I just, I had a fight with an icky sticky package from a die set that I got from American Crafts. I actually yelled at it. I'm officially losing my mind. Okay, Elena, I'll go right there with you because, just nope. I'm right there with you. So now I'm just using this on a stencil. So I'm just using it on a stencil. So I'm going to dauber this side of it. So I'm actually going to pounce down on this side, and then I'm going to spread on this side and see the difference. So this side was pounced on. Oh, I messed it up a little bit. And this side was spread. And actually, it looks nice both ways. So these are really cool. And then, just extra little dots that you can just sit there and connect. Yeah, I like them. Now, I will say that I got this particular pad from Journal Say, and it's a wonderful pad. I absolutely love this ink pad. It is so juicy and so wonderful. But yeah, these are nice. They fit on my finger really well. I don't feel like they're going to fall off, but I also don't feel like they're constricting my finger in any way. Cool. Try an artist charcoal. Ooh, Mary, I will definitely try that. I don't have one. I'm going to have to get a hold of one somewhere along the way. But yeah, and a higher carbon content, that might work. So there we go. Dun, 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 dun. And I managed to do this in less than an hour and 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. Oh, one last thing. The reason that I have this thing back here is, remember when I kept on spraying everything and getting it everywhere? I bought these. These are actually silicone baked cake molds that I will never use in my kitchen because I don't like baking in silicone. That's a me thing. It's just me. There's no real particular rhyme or reason to exactly why I don't like baking in silicone. I just don't. But now I have this. When I use one of my little sprays, let me take that off my finger. When I use one of my little sprays like this, I can spray it into this right here and it gets all collected in my cake pan. Isn't that not cool? I love that. I love that idea so much. Oh, so very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm going to do that after I close out. I'm going to do this because I did not actually run this through the laminator, so there's still exposed toner ink on there. So I'm going to try that and put a picture of it up in the Chatty Crafty group on Facebook. I'm going to say goodnight before Chatty cuts this off. So much fun tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for being here. I apologize for all the seasickness at the beginning because the camera was off, because yet again, Friday night at 9:30 p.m. just snuck up on me. You know, they really need to get this calendar, you know, verified and justified so that it doesn't keep sneaking up on me. I gotta say, but thank you very much, Betty. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate you. I really, really do. I am so pleased and so blessed and so humbled and so grateful for everybody who chooses to spend time watching our merry band of crafters, and I just appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. Hugs to everybody. Cheers and happy crafting. Now I gotta find the button. The button's probably not in the same place because I've got this on